Hello. Welcome to the show.
Lizard.
He's so cute. Hi, lizard.
Wherever I go.
Sometimes.
Well, look, he's doing the little
Wherever I
dance.
go, animals
He's doing the dance.
follow.
Music and animals.
Oh. Okay.
We're here once again with the John M. Borak signing session. John,
Yes, sir.
do you remember when you first heard the songs that were going to be on this record, and what was that like?
You know, I think I heard them, of course, in demo form, and I remember thinking, these are great as is. And I think that's the mark of a really cool record, is when you can hear the demos and think, this thing's already done. We don't need to do anything else. And then when
Thank God we did, though.
well, yeah, of course. But when once things started getting layered on top, and all the different production things that Mike Simmons added to it, and all the little bells and whistles you and Christina and Cliff and Larissa put on it, it made a good thing even better. But I remember just hearing the songs in their sort of naked form and thinking, wow, this is really, really good stuff. I'm honored to be a part of it.
Well, we can't get you to say anything juicy or negative whatsoever, can we?
Well, you could, but no. No.
No, it means the world to us, and we were admittedly nervous about playing him for you because you do review music.
True, and I was nervous about recording the drums with Michael Simmons because he yells quite often. Not at you or Christina or anybody else in the band.
You don't know. Oh,
I know.
Yeah, you do know.
Yeah, I do know.
You do.
Mike yells at me, but that's okay, because like he said recently, that's what brothers do. It's I know how to push his buttons. He knows how to push my buttons. We've been pushing a hell of a lot of buttons for about 25 years now, and
we'll just leave you guys to some privacy for that.
A little bit of button pushing.
Yeah.
Oh, favorite musical things. There's a lot of Easter eggs in anything that I work on. There's a bunch in this one. There's probably a lot I don't remember. I don't remember if we've got a Wilhelm scream on this album, but I don't think I've ever done an album that doesn't have at least one in there. So if it's missing, I apologize, but for the life of me, I can't remember where it might be. Snake Island 13 sounds like a good place for it, but I don't know if it's there. But let's see, some things I really liked. I remember when I came up with some kind of churning synth thing for, this one's for the Swedes. I think that was me. That kind of, and I was like, I don't know if they're going to go for this because it's kind of out there. But that's really satisfying when I hear that. I just think that sounds awesome. And let's see what else. I mentioned this in another video, but when I went in and did the vocal on the word Octoberland with the big Carpenter's harmony stack, that was really satisfying. I've put it on every single one of these little videos at the end, so you're sick of hearing it by now. Let's see. And I do show up as a musician here and there on this record. I can't remember all the places. Sometimes just a little thing. Sometimes it was just a few notes or a little extra guitar here and there. I did play a bunch of electric guitar on the opening track, because I was just like, this thing really needs to be like, and it was for a while. Early stages, it was very like, it had a lot of bombast to it, which I think it needed. By the time we got everybody on and made everybody happy, it got a little it got a little busy. So I fought with that mix a lot, and I'm still kind of angry with that song right now. But there are definitely some really fun moments on there. And other things that were fun was, working with Christina. She's a very studied. She's like a piano teacher. I think she literally is a piano teacher, but she knows how to do that. That's kind of her thing. And there's a bunch of organ tracks on this album. And I'm like, Christina, organ needs to be a little more visceral, needs to be a little more, you have to attack it like a bear. That's how like B3 is supposed to be played. You can't just play chords on it. You've got to like, push in, do glissandos and up and down every time you play a chord, and run the rotary fast and slow and all those kinds of fun things. So I got to kind of go back with the computer, and after she's already played all of her parts, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna B3 this for you. And so I did all the crazy, B3 organ player nonsense on top of her nice, parts. So I kind of helped her with that one. So those were fun moments for me.
So I almost feel like the whole history of the band led up to this point where we sat down to write this album, and it organically pointed us to the fact that we were going to write and sing all the songs from a we perspective, as a collective.
Yeah, we actually mentioned that this is a collective in the opening song.
Yeah, I think the big deal about it is that there's a sort of a power to that. It's a little bit disarming to the listener when it turns out it's not my song where I'm going to sing this thing about what I'm bothered by, or your song where you're going to sing what's heartbreaking to you. We're already two people expressing an idea together.
In a full band.
And the full band, and we embody the band on a lot of this. This one's for the Swedes about the band being on tour, and at the end of it, it's a good time to come back down from the cold. The solution to escaping, it's not escapism, it's finding meaning through communication.
Absolutely. And even Music and Animals, talking about how do we get by? How do we get by in this world?
It's almost like this coalesces with certain, political ideas that are in the air, but we wrote it a while ago. But I'm proud of that. It means a lot to me that we did write it together, then it builds out to be the band helping to express that, and then it goes out to the listeners. And I think it's unusual to write an entire record from that perspective, but I think we're uniquely suited for it.
Yeah, I think so too. It just seemed very organic.
So, Christina, whose artwork is this on this wall behind you?
This is Larissa's artwork. Larissa Bobanco, who is an Armoire in the band. She plays viola and violin, and she also contributes vocals. She's a very talented artist. These are her early work, since before she graduated college. And some of them are even high school. And she also did that. I don't know if you can see that.
That was the cover art for one of our singles, or one of our fake band's singles.
Again, from Incognito.
So, yeah, you've been in a band with your daughter for almost a decade.
It's wonderful.
And how have things changed in terms of her role in the band and that sort of thing since then?
Oh, I think she's even more creative now than she ever used to be. She's in a bluegrass band called the Old Corn Lickers.
I think old time band. I'm saying that so she doesn't school you on that.
She would.
Yeah.
Yeah, old time is different, a little different from bluegrass. But yeah, she's learned how to improv so beautifully and brings all of that talent to the Armoires recordings now, and I couldn't be a more proud mom. She's just an amazing human. She's an environmental scientist now, and just very talented artistically in so many ways. I feel really lucky to know her.
I just don't think this band would be the Armoires without her.
Oh,
No,
absolutely not.
And a fun fact, there is absolutely no recording that doesn't have you and me and Larissa on it under the Armoires name, and I imagine...
wouldn't have it any other way.
Exactly.
Risa, you've been in the Armoires for over a decade. What's it like being in a band with your mom?
It's lovely. Every time I see my mom make something that she has put her heart and soul into. I'm so proud of her, and it fills my heart with lots of love and joy.
And who are you holding?
This is Ziggy. Is he on the cover?
He's on the back, sort of.
Zorro's on the cover.
Zorro's on the
His
cover.
twin brother.
But they're both mentioned in Music and Animals.
True.
Those are your paintings on the wall. I'm so proud of you in every way. Hey Rex, where are we now?
We're on the streets of Bakersfield. In fact, we're right here on Buck Owens Boulevard, right near Buck Owens Crystal Palace. And this seems like a good place to explain what the Armoires are singing about when we say sing Upside Down Bakersfield in our song. We absolutely mean it. It's about the arrangements of the strings and guitars. Bakersfield country, we don't play anything like Bakersfield country, but we love it, and we take this little arrangement cue from it. There's a lot of, in Bakersfield country, there's a lot of twangy, almost baritone Telecaster guitar, and a lot of times there'll be a fiddle above that, and then kind of chase each other, pick up melodic lines from each other and that sort of thing. And when we're doing our lead arrangements, we do a lot of the same things with the guitar and Larissa's viola, but Larissa's viola is lower than the fiddle, and my 12 string is higher than a twangy Telecaster. So it's like the same kinds of arrangements, but upside down. So Upside Down Bakersfield.